In an era when fans and the media praise fighters like Conor McGregor for holding belts in multiple weight classes, Igor Vovchanchy reminds us of a different time. The wild west of no holds barred, no weight limit, one-night tournaments, which surfaced long before politicians decided to stick their dirty noses into the sport with their rules and regulations. Because while the UFC may want you to think that Khamzat Chimaev winning 2 fights in 10 days is some type of superhuman feat, between October of 1995 and February of 1998, this ice-cold bastard Vovchanchy competed in 8 one-night tournaments, winning almost every one of them. Often bare knuckle, with the only rules being no eye gouging and no biting allowed. With a compact 5'8" frame and 230 pounds of bad intentions, Igor made a name for himself out of dispatching of much larger opponents with his concussive punching power. In the span of 5 years, Vovchanchy compiled an impressive record of 42-2 with 34 knockouts and the second longest winning streak in MMA history at 37. All this after a 61-2 kickboxing career. Basically, the 90s for him consisted of sleeping, eating, and putting people in body bags. So I invite you to go back in time with me to the early days of the sport as we take a closer look at the legendary career of Igor Ice Cold Vovchanchy. But first, this video is brought to you with the help of the UFC's fastest growing cryptocurrency app, Crypto.com. And I have a special promo for you guys. If you download the app with my referral link, you get a $25 metal card bonus and 30 days of zero fees on credit and debit buys. Crypto.com is my recommended platform, and this promo is the perfect way to get your feet wet with cryptocurrency while supporting the channel. Again, use the link in the description, crypto.com/app/checkmate. And now back to the video. After losing in the finals of his first 2 tournaments due to submissions, Vovchanchy would begin his unbeaten streak by finishing his next 9 opponents and winning 3 no-holds-barred tournaments in the span of 45 days. That's an insane average of 1 fight every 5 days. Except Vovchanchy was putting them to sleep in 3s and on the same night. And after this, you'd think the guy would take a few months off, maybe a year. Shit, I'd call it a career. But no, it only took 24 days for Vovchanchy to get bored. And then he joined IFC 1. On this day, he would face 3 much larger opponents who outweighed him by over 100 pounds. And to the amazement of the crowd, he destroyed each and every one of them in brutal succession. The technique, speed, and power made for a dynamic combination that no man could seemingly withstand.
The first time I saw Vovchanchy, I was commentating this fight in Ukraine. He fought in an 8-man tournament. He was the lightest guy, like 190 pounds.
Lot of tournaments.
And he destroyed all these guys. I think the lightest guy he fought was Paul Verlins. That was the lightest guy. And then he 200
Verlins was like 330.
Oh, dude, it was insane. I mean, and he just knocked everybody out. And I go like,
wow,
this Vovchanchy guy is pretty good.
All the while with an expressionless face and a terrifyingly cold demeanor that earned him his nickname. Igor showed as much emotion in knocking you out as he did in brushing his teeth. Like it was nothing. Just another day at the office for Igor. And over the next 2 years, the ice-cold one would continue to terrorize the Eastern European MMA scene with a pair of iron fists. In 1998, he was invited to compete in the 5th ever World Vale Tudo Championships in Brazil. In case you guys don't speak Portuguese, Vale Tudo is Brazilian for fuck each other up however you can. Something Vovchanchy was more than happy to engage in as he destroyed all 3 of his opponents on that night, including a 14-second flatline of Nick Neuter to win the tournament. By now, word of Igor's badassery had traveled all over the MMA world, and he was widely considered by many to be the #1 heavyweight at the time. That's when booming Japanese promotion Pride Fighting Championships took notice, and Vovchanchy made his promotional debut at Pride 4 against UFC veteran Gary Goodridge, scoring a first-round knockout. His next great win came at Pride 7 against former 2-time UFC tournament champion Mark the Smashing Machine Kerr. Vovchanchy showed his ultra-violent counter-wrestling game as he finished Kerr with a brutal flurry of knees to the head. Despite this usually being legal in Pride, what was originally a knockout victory for Vovchanchy would later be overturned to a no contest due to a technicality. In his next fight, Igor would get a tune-up against the badly mismatched Francisco Bueno. Pride was known for sacrificing people like lambs, and it was poor Francisco's turn to the slaughter against the meanest heavyweight in the world. And the results were, well, not bueno, in what would become one of the nastiest knockouts of all time. Vovchanchy would compete in his last one-night tournament at the Pride Grand Prix 2000. After another KO win over Gary Goodridge, Igor would face off in the semifinals against fellow legend and Japanese MMA icon Kazushi Sakuraba. And after a hard-fought back-and-forth battle, Igor did some serious damage to Sakuraba, and the latter's corners decided to end the fight in between rounds. Vovchanchy would then face yet another legend and former UFC heavyweight champion, Mark the Hammer Coleman. Before the fight started, it was clear from the fighters' faces who had had the harder road to the finals. And after a grueling 25-minute fight, Igor succumbed to Coleman's legendary ground and pound, snapping his incredible 37-fight win streak. Over the next 5 years, Vovchanchy would begin to show signs of slowing down. Years of brutalizing his body had left him full of injuries. He would earn a respectful 14-7 record en route to his retirement in 2005, never quite regaining his mystical aura of invincibility, but still continuing to lay motherfuckers unconscious. Ironically, one of his best performances at this stage of his career came against Overeem's big brother Valentine, who was thought to have a grappling advantage against the Ukrainian striker. But despite taking him down and almost locking up a heel hook, it would be Vovchanchy who would show his evolution as a martial artist and eventually gain top control and finish the fight with a heel hook of his own. Not bad for a kickboxer.
Vovchanchy has heel hook Valentine Overeem. Oh my God, I would have never expected that. Never.
The brutal golden years of No Holds Barred represent the high watermark of realism in mixed martial arts. The modern landscape is little more than a mirage, a fantasy perpetuated to the public for the sake of athletic commissions and promotions. Take away the laundry list of rules, regulations, and weight classes, and watch the modern facade of mixed martial arts crumble under the weight of authenticity, to reveal a place where men like Igor thrive. In a sea of legends, he's the guy your favorite fighter stands in line to meet. The one they called Ice Cold. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you for a great 2021. Have a happy New Year's, and I'll catch y'all next week. Till then, Checkmate MMA signing out. Peace. Cryptocurrency is taking the sports world by storm, and for good reason. Join the flagship sponsor of the UFC's fastest growing cryptocurrency app that is leading cryptocurrency adoption. Crypto.com has every product in the book, from buying $1 in Bitcoin to spending Doge on a metal Visa card. They're on every fight kit. Follow them on Twitter for crypto and UFC updates. And as I mentioned at the beginning of my video, I have a special promo for my viewers, crypto.com/app/checkmate.